So moving on then to what chakra's next?
To the heart chakra.
Okay, this should be easy with that wedding coming up, right?
Oh,
Well, and it's pretty obvious in terms of the evolution of our race or culture, or however you want to talk about that. I've heard it said that we as people and as a culture have been stuck in those first three chakras, into survival mode and into all the relationships and the money stuff. And now we are moving up where we're past that really hard stuff. And we hope that we are getting there anyway, and moving up into the heart chakra. Now, the very first thing that comes to mind in terms of dis-ease is what?
Heart disease?
Heart disease. Due to what in our society?
Maybe overeating because we're missing love.
Yes.
I mean, cholesterol. I mean, even though I don't think of cholesterol as necessarily bad, but just inflammation.
Right. Exactly. So, and what else as far as, we've had traditionally men in the workforce, but now we've got an equal amount of women in the workforce. So we've got families with...
there isn't the kind of nurturing necessarily.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's happening to the traditional family? Who sits down to a meal anymore? At the table.
It takes a lot of effort.
Do you even remember? When was the last time you really sat down at a table as opposed to in front of the TV or grabbing fast food on the way to the soccer game or whatever? So my point is, we're out in the work world, and when we do get home, we're still stressing out because we've got all these places to go. Everybody's running all over the place. So, some of that's good stress, but that doesn't mean it's not,
It doesn't really give us space to open our hearts because we have to protect our hearts. If we're stressed, we don't want to, it's like we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you'll notice people physically with the rounded shoulders. One of my sweethearts, since you called yours sweetheart, I'll copy you. One of my sweethearts was very protective of his heart, and his shoulders literally were curved in, and the back was rounded and so forth. So very definitely getting that up and doing things so that we don't have so many heart attacks and so forth. What else can happen in the heart as far as physical stuff? Did I miss anything?
Well, you could have increased heart rate.
Yes.
Or irregular heart rate, like high blood pressure.
Circulatory.
Yeah, so that actually it's impacting the entire body.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, because you just reminded me that part of this person's problem that I was just talking about, in fact, he died of lung disease. So there was related, I make that correlation.
Yeah, the grief with the heart.
Between keeping, the heart protected and all of that disease coming in. Not being really able to, lots of times, I remember when I talked about breath work, people with heart stuff, it's about not being to breathe in, take in life, really take it in and love it and enjoy it and so forth. They're hiding, they're afraid of opening that up. So not only heart attacks, but just a lot of the symptoms of anxiety, and people that are coming in, just not able, asthma, not able to breathe.
That's right. If we're closed here, we're probably closed everywhere.
And this can be related too to birthing, where in the birthing process, the oxygen has been cut off, the cord's been around the throat, there's been an inability to get enough oxygen or air. So, yeah, literally not being able to breathe. Good, we needed that. And the emotional pieces that go along with that are what?
Love,
Yes.
ability to give love, receive love.
Which we were working on in the very first session.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe general openness.
Yes.
Like curiosity almost. I mean, it's not, maybe that's more sacral chakra, or I mean,
But it has a lot to do with the heart.
Like
and
joy, like the ability to like that wonderment that comes with joy.
Yeah.
Like that sort of.
Being, again, opening your arms, opening yourself to experience life to its fullest in the moment. Lots of times that is all shut down.
But then I also grief. I mean, I think grief would probably live here.
Grief would definitely live there, and people come to get sound healing and other types of treatment because they have what? What's happened? What's related? What kinds of grief are we talking about? Related to what?
Often relationship.
Yes, and the what? What about relationship?
Lack of connection in relationship.
Lack of connection. All right.
You're still fishing.
I'm still. She's catching on to me now. Yes, I'm thinking in terms of maybe obvious to me in the moment right now of just losing a loved one.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Loss.
the obvious one of just grief and loss. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be a person. This could be a loss
of a dream.
Of a dream, a financial failure, loss of a business. And so many different kinds of losses, but we typically don't associate that with the heart. So good. I'm glad those things are coming up.
Relationships to people totally, but relationships to other parts.
Yeah. And one other great big one is forgiveness. Mm-hmm. So, and that's tied into with grief. Lots of times people come because they said, there was so much unfinished business. There was so much I wanted to say to so-and-so and never got a chance to say. So your work as a facilitator is going to be what? Emotionally.
Allowing release and expression
Mm-hmm.
so that there's healing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep. All of those tools that come in of writing letters to loved ones, role playing, talking, as if they were there and allowing them time to actually say what didn't get said. And then, of course, we're working up into the throat chakra already.